David Benavidez versus Zordo. And then George Pickens just now signed the franchise deal with the Dallas Cowboys. So one thing about Jerry Jones is, hey, you got to prove yourself beyond a reasonable doubt. And that's what it seems like George Pickens is come down to, is proving himself to the Dallas Cowboys beyond that reasonable doubt. So George Pickens has now signed his franchise tag. And I know a lot of people was concerned about George Pickens signing that franchise tag. So, but he did go on and sign that a franchise tag, and so it looks like he's going to be on the field, which a lot of people was questioning is, will George Pickens be on that field? So yes, he will be on that field. He signs the franchise tag with the Dallas Cowboys, and so the only thing about that, right? So George Pickens did want a long-term deal, but Jerry Jones and the Cowboys, they didn't ultimately come to an agreement on that. So they have the franchise tag ready. So George Pickens has to play this season, and then the Dallas Cowboys still have an option of franchise tagging him once again on top of that. But man, you're getting $27 million. You want to, let's just say, like, you want to sign like a $41 million deal, where you get X amount of money. Bro, you signing a $27.2 million deal. You know what I mean? In 2 years, and if they tag you again, you get that same thing. Now you would have been and got that in 2 years versus you would signing a long-term 40-year deal with X amount of money. To me, I understand, like, people want the franchise tag thing, and I understand that people want that long-term commitment, right? So if they get injured, they still, can be playable during their next coming season, right? They still can have an option to play, right? And they'll be guaranteed with surgeries and all of this stuff. But man, like, honestly, the $27.3 million deal for 1 year is not bad. I mean, it's not bad. Honestly, it's not bad, but I get it. You know what I mean? So George Pickens signed his franchise tag with the Dallas Cowboys. And hold on, let me move this over here to this screen. And I'll get that on for y'all so I can know what I'm looking at. All right, so yeah, George Pickens signed his franchise tag deal with the Dallas Cowboys. It's a 1 year deal worth about 27 to 28 million, fully guaranteed. So again, these people, these players, they want these long-term deals. But if you think about it, right, if we go back and look at certain contracts, right, NFL, let's just say NFL top receiver, let's just say receiver deals. And honestly, they got like almost the same thing, honestly, though, man. Like, Smith and Jigma getting $42 million a year. Jamar Chase getting $40 million a year. Justin Jefferson, $35 million a year. Damn, Garrett Wilson, $32 million. AJ Brown, $32 million. Amon St. Brown, $30 million a year. Alec Pierce, $29 million a year. So if you really think about it, George Pickens is getting anywhere from $27 to $28 million a year. Anywhere from $27 to $28 million a year is what George Pickens is getting. So by him getting that anywhere from 27 to 28 million a year, he's still not a bad option, because of the simple fact that he's going to be getting that same amount of money close to an Alec Pierce. So, I mean, you know what I mean? And it's a 1 year deal. So that's not top tier loan money, but it's still elite. And it's a short-term payment for George Pickens to get that deal done with the Dallas Cowboys. So, I mean, the harsh thing about it is that the wide receiver market is exploding. Pickens next up for at least 30 million plus. Like Jerry gonna have to come out at least 30 million. You know, I mean, with these wide receivers like Smith and Jigma 42 and Jamar Chase with 40, and if George Pickens come off of an elite year like he had last year, I can see George Pickens getting anywhere from 40 million plus. You know, and if Jerry don't sign him, other teams will sign them. You know what I mean? Like, you know, but the thing is, Jerry Jones have that option. Jerry Jones have that option to go and he had that option to either franchise tag him again or, you know, simply just give him a deal. But knowing Jerry Jones is 9 times out of 10 going to franchise tag George Pickens again. That's just the type of person that Jerry Jones is. He's going to franchise him again and then wait to ultimately the last minute if George Pickens don't sign. But that agent that Jerry Jones don't like neither. So you got to keep that in mind too. There is an agent that Jerry Jones doesn't like. And so because Jerry Jones does not like the agent, which is the same agent as Michael Parsons, which George Pickens has, that can also cause a conflict, right? And so, but you know, Jerry Jones do not want to abide by the rule of thumb. He's the billionaire. He's the cash cow. You heard him what he says. The last buck starts and stops with him. So ultimately, man, that last buck is going to start and stop with Jerry Jones for sure, man. Definitely. But George Pickens signs the franchise deal with the Dallas Cowboys. It's a 1-year deal worth about 27 to 28 million, fully guaranteed, which is not bad. This actually locks him in for the 2026 NFL season, so that's actually not bad. Why is this a big deal for George Pickens, right? He's coming off of a monster season, 1,400 yards plus the Pro Bowl. Cowboys did refuse to sign him in a long-term deal for now, betting on another elite year. He signed the franchise tag. But what can happen is he can participate. He can participate in camps, and Cowboys technically could trade him, but they've said that they don't plan to, as he's already signed their franchise tag. So this is basically a prove-it year for George Pickens. You know what I mean? So like I said, Dallas Cowboys seeing what he was capable of doing last year, right? But now it's going to be on like, okay, we've seen what you did last year. Now prove to us that you can do that same thing this year. And I guarantee you, George Pickens can definitely prove that he can do that same thing again this year, especially if CD Lamb go down. But also you got to keep in mind, they're going to try to say, hey, give 88 the ball more than you give number 3, which is George Pickens, right? So if anything happens to CD Lamb, then you're going to see that monster year again of George Pickens coming back out and the people, coming back out and things like that. So, yeah, man, that's the only thing though, man. So George Pickens did go on and sign that year, man. So if he goes and have a crazy year again, he could become one of the highest paid receivers in the league in 2027. But again, that goes down to, how successful CD Lamb can be. George Pickens just secured the bag, but the Cowboys still haven't have him to a long-term deal, but they signed him to that 1-year deal, $27 million. So that's good news. But some of the top receivers, though, like Smith and Jigma signed the $42.1 million deal. So, I mean, $42.1 million a year is what Smith and Jigma get. Jamar Chase get $40.25 a year. Justin Jefferson, $35 million a year. CD Lamb is racking in $34 million a year. So, I mean, it's just a couple of million off from CD Lamb with his 27, 28. You know what I mean? But, I mean, you get there for 1 year and it's fully guaranteed, but he's getting the same money. He's still in that top 10 because Alex Pierce gets gets about 29 million a year. So I mean that 27.3, and it's not, and you got to think about it too though. That 27.3 million is not state taxes. Texas do not have state taxes. So that that actually works out. That actually works out in his favor because Texas do not have that state taxes. So yeah, that actually works out in and CeeDee Lamb favor. So actually, when you think about what all these receivers are actually getting a year, some of them are getting their money taxed versus where George Pickens, he won't be getting that money taxed. That'll be just all money that is just going back into his pocket. So ultimately, definitely, man. DT in a building. My boy DT been missing me, man, on the lives, man. What it do, DT, man? It's like we haven't had the same schedule, bro. When the lives, I come on early, I come on late, I come on early. I'm actually working with the team right now as we speak. I told them, I said, I gotta come on at a certain time so the people will know. So we are working on a schedule with me, man, to see like the time I can come on. Cause like I say, Monday, Tuesdays is like really, really heavy for me, man. And so like Wednesdays, when I come to the studio, I be tired from the day before. I be tired from Monday, Tuesday. And so I come on kind of late. And so, you know, we're working on a legitimate schedule. So so the people would know at this time, Likeable Dialogue will be live. You know what I mean? Even if I had to go live from my phone directly, at this particular time, Likeable Dialogue will be live on YouTube. So that is what we're trying to do, man. My boy at DT says they pay athlete tax when they play away games. They pay taxes. Ooh, I forgot about that, bro. Hey, man, I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. I forgot about that. But you know what? But he don't have to pay taxes. But okay, so they do pay athlete taxes, right? But George Pickens don't have to pay taxes in Texas and in other way of games. So in other words, he'll like, even though he's making $28 million a year, and Smith and Jigma is making what, $42 million a year. Smith and Jigma probably have to pay state taxes, federal taxes, in all the other states, versus where George Pickens, he wouldn't have to pay it in the state of Texas because state of Texas do not carry state taxes. So he'll save a lot more money than what some of these other wide receivers are saving. You know what I mean? Ultimately. But yeah, guys, this is the topic for today. We're talking about George Pickens signed the 1-year deal with the Dallas Cowboys, franchise deal, where it's fully guaranteed. And they're saying that it's anywhere from $27 million to $28 million. So that is the topic for today. What we're talking about, and then plus we got a big fight this weekend. We have a big fight this weekend, man. We got David Benavidez going up and cruiserweight for the world championship against Zordo, man. And then, you know, they got Jaime Munguia on this card. Hey, you got Inoue fighting this weekend too. I know my boy DT is really big on Inoue. So I'm going to be checking out Inoue. I'm going to be tapped in with the channel, man. I'm going to be watching all of these. Hey, this May card. David Benavidez is kicking off a one hell of a May card. And then not only that, man, my birthday is in 2 weeks? And then we got Keyshawn Davis fighting around my birthday time. So I'm definitely throwing a fight party. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely getting in a fight party too, man, on that topic too, man. My boy DT says, man, you know what? I gotta fix this because I don't like the way that thing come across my face. Hold on, y'all. Let me fix this real quick. Cause that is so weird how it comes across my face like that. All right, maybe there we go. Let me just prep myself up. There we go. All right, so it says It's all good. I don't mind that schedule. It's just that I'm always doing different things at my job. So someday I have to lock in more than others. Oh no, it's all good, bro. No, it's all good, man. I'm trying to like just come up with a schedule for the just for the channel in general, man. Cause like I remember at one point I was coming on like right at 5 Central Time PM every day. So like, you know what I mean? I was just doing 5 p.m. Central Time every day, 5 p.m. Central Time every day, every day, every day, every day, every day, every day, right? And so I'm just trying to, you know, man, as the channel is growing, we're trying to come up with a schedule for me, man. Especially like Monday, Tuesdays, I'd be so tired and drained. You know what I'm saying? So then I come in on Wednesdays. It just be, you know what I mean? I have like most of my projects on Monday and Tuesdays. And then Wednesdays I'd be drained, but I still try to force myself to come. You know what I mean? Like I wanna bring this content to you guys. You know what I mean? I wanna talk about the topics that's trending with you guys. I want to be able to do all of that. So I'm just trying to, you know, trying to fit everything in. You know what I mean? It's hard when you're doing this ish independently, man. Like, you know what I mean? I had opportunities to go sign deals and different things like that. Like I had meetings with different people and stuff, but they want to take the channel from me and they want to own this and own it. And I'm like, nah, bro. Like I'm like, nah, bro. You wasn't with me shooting in the gym. What? Bro, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? What up, Mims? What up? What up? But yeah, meme. But yeah, man, that's just my only thing, man. I just want to tell them, like, bro, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. You feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, hey, that just is what that is with that. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. But yeah, man, that's that, man. Hold on. I want to connect this Facebook page because y'all make sure if y'all got Facebook, man, go to Likeable Dialogue Boxing, man. We trying to get that page up and popping, man. So if you got Facebook, Likeable Dialogue Boxing, man, we trying to get that page up and popping. You feel me? But yeah, though, man, David Benavidez, man, he's David Benavidez is going in there and trying to make stuff happen, man. So we covered the George Pickens situation. We'll come back to it later on if y'all have any more football topics on that situation. But David Benavidez, man, he is trying to make the big fights happen. So that's one thing we can't say about David. We can't say that David Benavidez is not trying to make fights happen. Like he's constantly trying to make the big fights happen, right? We didn't get him versus Canelo. I don't think that we are going to get him versus Canelo, but I did read somewhere that Canelo will be in attendance. And this fight card for David Benavidez is really big and it's really major in a really key situation because if you really think about it, this is David Benavidez's first time on a card, whereas he is headlining on a Cinco de Mayo card. So this is David Benavidez first time headlining a Cinco de Mayo card. And I've been pushing for this for so long. Bro, I've been pushing for this for so long, man. I've been said David Benavidez needed to be a part of the Cinco de Mayo situation, bro. Like, this is David Benavidez. He is the leader of the new Hispanic boxing market. So why wouldn't you put him there? Canelo is a dying breed. You can continue to dump your money into Canelo Alvarez, but just know and understand the good days of Canelo Alvarez is over. David Benavidez is way more exciting as a fighter. He's going to go in there and give you the best. He's going to go in there and try to fight the best. He's going to go in there and give you a hell of a show. Tell me the last time you watched a Canelo Alvarez fight and you said to yourself, like, damn, Canelo went in there and did a great job.
Shout out to Likeable dialogue.
Please, somebody tell me the last time you watched a Canelo fight and you actually said, damn, Canelo is that boy. Like when he went up against Crawford, I knew that Crawford was going to instantly cook that guy, bro. Canelo is not as elite, right? Because if you were elite, you would fight the best. At any time, you wouldn't say that you the champ, you the prize, you the this, you the yada, 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 yada. You will fight the best. And unfortunately, Canelo is just not fighting the best. He's not. He's ducking and dodging behind him being the top guy in Hispanic boxing, which we know is absolutely false. We got a new sheriff in town, ladies and gentlemen. We got a new sheriff in town. You feel me? And the new sheriff in town got something to say about it. The new sheriff in town got something to say, and I believe the new sheriff in town name goes by the name of David Benavidez. You feel me? I mean, he even checked Turkey. He said, "You promised me that you was gonna give me that fight." I guarantee you, Turkey promised David Benavidez that he was going to give him that Canelo Alvarez fight, but come to find out, Canelo heart was beating pretty fast. And he didn't want to give David Benavidez that fight. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? Love the Azul in a building. What it do? Love the Azul is in the building, man. My boy say they don't have a choice without Canelo. But that's what I'm saying, though. Like, they should have been and put him in this position. Forget of Canelo watching. What, DT, you tell me. What fight would you tune into? If it was Cinco de Mayo weekend, are you tuning into a David Benavidez fight, or are you tuning into a Canelo Alvarez fight? Clip that. If both of these fighters, Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez, was fighting on Cinco de Mayo, who would you tune into? David Benavidez or Canelo Alvarez? They should have been put David Benavidez in this situation because he is the future while Canelo stock is going down. Hey, what's up, guys? This your boy LD,
the kid,
and you tuning into Likeable Dialogue. I'm just saying. My boy said in boxing, you make money, they ride you till you, I don't know, I guess till you fall off. My boy says in sports, if you make money, they ride you till the wheels fall off. And that's true. And the wheels has fell off of Canelo Alvarez. That boy Crawford put that boy in the pan and cooked him up something good. I'm just saying, boy. That boy put that Cajun seasoning on Canelo Alvarez and just got it. He seasoned him up, made him tiddleism. You know what I'm saying? And served him on a platter to the people. And then guess what? That boy damn had to get carried off in a stretcher. I'm just saying, bro. All these excuses with the elbows and all that, I'm just saying, man. Love the Yasu. What it do, my brother? Back in the building. My boy says the problem is Canelo brings the fame, the name, the recognition. He's a Hall of Fame big dog. That's entertainment. That is, he's a Hall of Famer. You cannot take that from Canelo Alvarez. You is absolutely right. Love the Yasu. Canelo Alvarez is a future Hall of Famer. However, the wheels has just fell off the boy. I'm just saying. It's over with for the boy, man. The wheels fell off, man. My boy riding on 4 flats, man. Cinco de Mayo Canelo is bringing the money all day. But I guarantee you, if it was David Benavidez, bro, I talk to real Hispanic guys, and they tell me that they don't even like Canelo Alvarez. They say he bro, they say they disgusted with the guy. They tell me they rather watch David Benavidez, man. I would even call one on the you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna call somebody for y'all, man. I'm gonna call them and I'm gonna see. I'm not gonna put him on a block, but I talk to real. They tell me, bro. Trust me. David Benavidez are definitely David Benavidez fights are definitely entertaining. They very entertaining, my guy. People is still tuned and watching a washed Oscar. It happens. Hey, man. It does happen, though. But Love Diasu, I appreciate you for tapping in, my boy. Press that like button. Love Diasu. My boy, Love the Blue. I think that's what you really told me. Love the Blue. But I got you. Love Diasu is just, he just flows a little bit better for me, man. Love Diasu, he just flows a little bit better for me. But yeah, though, man, it's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate for the kid, though, man. But it definitely is good to see that David Benavidez is going up against Zordo, though, man. He's going up against Eduardo, and this gonna be an interesting fight. But you cannot tell me that David Benavidez is not more entertaining than Canelo Alvarez. I mean, that's just blaspheming. If somebody was to ever tell me that, bro, that's just blaspheming, dog. That's just blaspheming for sure. Just definitely blaspheming, man. But hold on real quick. I gotta go live from this other Facebook page. There we go. But yeah, though, he says, my boy says, think about it. You got casual fans and real boxing fans. Canelo brings the casual fans too, but so does David Benavidez, bro. Like how many times we got to give Canelo Alvarez this pass, though? Like, how many times do we got to give him this pass, though? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like we can't continue to get this guy this pass when we just, you know what I mean? Like, how many times we gonna give Canelo this pass? Like, bro, like, you dodged David Benavidez, not one time, but like multiple times. Like, you dodged David Benavidez, right? You got cooked against Dimitri Bivol, and you didn't go back and fight Dimitri Bivol because you said Dimitri Bivol, you wanted him to sign that same contract, bro. I'm tired of the politics in this boxing ish, bro. I'm just saying. I'm tired of the politics, though. That's all I'm saying. Love Diasu. My boy says, he says, think about it. You got casual fans, and Canelo brings the casual fans too. I get it, and so does David Benavidez. But my only problem with Canelo is that, bro, when he loses, he makes all these damn excuses, and then he goes on and to try to make people. He tried to play this A side. Like, only reason why we didn't get Dimitri Bivol versus Canelo Alvarez was because Canelo Alvarez told Dimitri Bivol that he needed to sign that same contract deal. You got whooped. I understand you're the A side and you bring the bag, you bring the people, you bring the fans. But, bro, you got whooped. What happened to the rematch with Crawford? You says that you want the rematch with Crawford, but Crawford retired. I guarantee you, if you told Crawford, hey, I gave you that opportunity, come back for me, and Crawford will probably take it into consideration and come back and cook you again in the skillet. Adam Hurley in the building. What's up with you, Adam Hurley? My boy Love the Yasul says, I agree with you 1,000%, but it's business. Hey, and that's all I can say, bro. It is business, bro. That's all it really is. It all comes down to the business, though. Shout out to that boy Love the Yasul, man. Let's see. Oh, my boy Adam Hurley in the building. My boy Adam Hurley says it's hard to make a fight is just ducking excuse. Canelo didn't ask for a rematch till Crawford retired. Big facts, bro. Big facts. Big facts, bro. He went out, said that his elbow was messed up in the fight and all of this and all of that, bro. Exactly. Canelo didn't ask for a rematch until Crawford retired. That's when he wanted to come back and make a scene and say that he's fighting on September the 2nd. But we hear so many people supposed to be fighting September the 2nd. Supposedly Ron Garcia is supposed to be fighting around that September the 2nd fight. So, but here's the thing. Canelo is coming back, but who is he coming back against? You see what I'm saying? Who is he coming back against? You mean to tell me, Love Diasu and all of you other people, that Canelo Alvarez is coming back and we don't even know who he's coming back and fight, but I guarantee you it's not going to be a top tier name. I guarantee you. I guarantee it, bro. But one thing we can say about David Benavidez is David Benavidez is going to bring us some top tier notch fighters. And the fight is going to be entertaining too. You know what I mean? Like, that's the good thing about it. Like, the fight will be entertaining. So that's the good thing about it, bro. But like my boy Adam Hurley says, Canelo didn't ask for a rematch until Crawford retired. And that's a big fact. Until the guy retired. But if you really wanted that rematch with Terrence Crawford, though, but if he really did want that rematch with Terrence Crawford, all he had to do, I promise you, if he go talk to Terrence, he said, he's go talk to Terrence. He say, Terrence, I know I said XYZ about you, but you was the bigger man that day and you beat me, okay? I need this rematch one more time. Just give me a rematch. I know you ain't retired. And I guarantee you, Turkey gonna bring the bag and Crawford gonna say, you know what? He came to me and he talked to me and he said that he really needed the rematch. And so I spoke to him and I feel good. So, I'm going to come out of retirement for this last fight and I'm just going to cook him up again, put him in a skillet, put the Cajun season on him and serve him to the people again. That's all he go do to him. Yo, the better days of Canelo Alvarez is over with. That's why, like, honestly, like when people say, like, LD, do you think we still going to get the David Benavidez fight? And do you still think we're gonna get that David Benavidez fight? No, absolutely not. I don't think we get it. And the reason why I don't think we get it is because of the simple fact that why would Canelo risk? I mean, why would, like, we already see him get cooked by Terrence Crawford. So why would we want to see that again? You know what I mean? My boy Adam Hurley says, do you have David Benavidez beating Zordo? Bro, I ain't gonna lie, I do. I ain't gonna lie to you, fam. I do, bro. And this is and if David Benavidez win against Zordo, listen to what I'm about to say. If David Benavidez win against Zordo, that just shows that David Benavidez would have absolutely cooked Canelo. He would have absolutely cooked Canelo. And Canelo is just, bro, David Benavidez, your career right now is so much levels above Canelo Alvarez that fight, he just got whooped by Terrence Crawford. Like, there is who wants to see Canelo versus David Benavidez anymore? Like, it's not interesting to me, right? And I know that David Benavidez wants it because he just wants to prove a point. But like, David Benavidez is going to beat Zordo, and then that's just going to solidify his legacy that he is the future, or he is the king of the Hispanic boxing community, and should take over those dates. Honestly, that's just my opinion, man. Y'all don't forget to hit that super chat, man. Do not forget to hit that super chat, y'all. That helps the channel grow. Press that like button as well. My boy Love the Yasu says, that's what I hate about boxing, the damn politics. We never see the best fights when they are supposed to happen. And I guarantee you, David Benavidez is going to have to go back down and weight to fight Canelo. So then he's going to be fighting a weight drained Canelo. I mean, a weight drained David Benavidez. You know what I mean? So I guarantee you that's what's going to end up happening if we do get that particular fight. My boy says, would you want to see Vargas? Would you want to see the Vargas boys? Yeah, I think they actually got a fight coming up, actually, man. If I'm not mistaken, I think they fighting on the Xander and Boost Ennis card. At least one of them, I think they fighting on that card, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, guys, man, I feel like David Benavidez going up against Eduardo. I think this is going to be a really good opportunity for him to go up and capture 2 belts. And then that's going to solidify his legacy. Can't nobody question him. You know what I mean? The WBC is garbage because they never mandated Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez because Canelo Alvarez was a big guy. And that's just that. And that's really just the way I feel about the situation, honestly, man. For real though. But most definitely, man. I think this is gonna be a good fight card. Then you got Jaime Munguia on this card. You know what I mean? So you got a lot of people on this particular card, man. And yeah, this is gonna be a good card, man. This is gonna be a good card for David Benavidez and for Zordo. Jaime Munguia is on this particular card. You got a lot of people on this card, man. So yeah, man, this is gonna be good, man. David Benavidez is undefeated. He's a pressure fighter, elite volume puncher, power combo punching. And the good thing about David Benavidez going up against Eduardo is that he likes to walk his opponents down, right? He likes to walk his opponents down. But can David Benavidez do that at a cruiserweight championship level? Like that is ultimately is going to be one of the goals, is that can David Benavidez do this at a cruiserweight level? You know what I mean? So that's going to be one of my questions. Zordo is a former world champion, now bigger and higher weight. He's a he's a cruiserweight champ, go up to cruiserweight championship. But anyway, he's a slick southpaw in the size. He got good ring IQ, more technical, but he's not as aggressive as David Benavidez. Zordo movement, he's southpaw angles, but David Benavidez is gonna bring that pressure, man. David Benavidez, he just gonna bring that pressure, man. If you was to ask me, and I think this gonna be a good fight. Zordo is going to have to, I think he probably wins the first couple of rounds, but then David Benavidez sort of kind of like wakes up to as like the rounds go on. David Benavidez sort of kind of like wakes up and just start dominating as the rounds go on. So question for you guys, man. Like I actually do you think this fight ends in a TKO? David Benavidez last fight he had, it ended in a TKO. So I mean, can he get another TKO? And if he does, man, awesome job. And he says that he's already on weight, so he's not like super weight drain. He ain't cut weight. He said he's been on weight for like the last week, David Benavidez. So this actually goes into his favor because he says that he's been on weight this whole week. There's no pressure. He don't look sunk in. He don't look nothing. Like I seen him today, like at the media workout. He don't look sunk in. He don't look like there's nothing wrong with him or nothing. So David Benavidez this gonna be a good fight. Him versus Eduardo. And ladies and gentlemen, we might stay tuned, find out what happens on Saturday. But anyway, to do a quick recap, George Pickens signs franchise tag with the Dallas Cowboys, 1 year, $27 million. Fully guarantees this locks him in for the 2026 NFL season. He's coming off a monster season with 1,400 plus yards plus the Pro Bowl. The Cowboys refused to sign George Pickens to a long-term deal, but they came to an agreement to get him this franchise deal for 27, anywhere from 27 to 28 million, right? But when you look at his franchise tag, Smith and Jigma get $42.1 million. Jamar Chase get $40.25 million. Justin Jefferson gets $35 million. But if you go all the way down to like Amaron St. Brown, he gets $30 million, but Alex Pierce get $29 million. And that is like 1 through 10, right? CeeDee Lambs get $34 million, DK $33 million. But for George Pickens to get that 27 to 28 million franchise tag, I think that's actually pretty good because Alex Pierce ranks number 10 on the top wide receivers contracts, and he gets $29 million a year. So if George Pickens get 27 million, that will put him in that 11th place of NFL contracts for the wide receivers. So that's not bad to me. I think that's actually good. It's just him banking on himself. David Benavidez versus Eduardo this weekend, May the 2nd. But David Benavidez keep the pressure on this cruiserweight fighter, Zordo? Zordo likes to be slick southpaw. He has he's with a big size, and he likes to utilize the ring with his ring IQ, and he's more technical, but he's not as aggressive as David Benavidez. So, man, that's just what we have for today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna reach back out here, tap back in with you guys tomorrow. And remember, man, press that like, comment, and subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Man, what is going on with this right here, man? That is so crazy. But yeah, though, y'all. So I'm gonna get up out of here, and man, y'all hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and subscribe button. I don't know what's going on, but I won't be able to do it. So let's see. Nope. Won't be able to hit that. Okay, there we go. Nope, that's not it. Anyway, guys, I'm up out of here. Y'all have a good one.